And hello, everybody. Good evening. I hope everybody is doing well and had a nice weekend. And without further ado, let's get started on tonight's Carry On. We're going to be starting off with one of my all-time, well, not one of my old-time favourites, but the old-time favourite of mine, my Class 37. And we're going to be doing it in modern day on the southeastern, is it the southeastern route? And we're doing the Chadstone curve to Ramsgate's depot. And there we go, already started with me Carry On. So, yeah. So, hello to everybody who's there. Hello, good evening, sir, Super Sprinter. Hope you're doing well. And ready for whatever tonight throws at me. And I hope everybody can hear me and everything's tickety-boo on the technical side of things. So, if not, please do let me know ASAP. Right, let's get started. So, let's get our... we're playing on Xbox tonight. We might jump over to PC later, depending on what else we manage to... crack on with. Just get our safety systems all sorted out. I don't think there's anything else. That's it there. Instrument lights on, and tailgate, route indicator on, cab. Don't need that. Get in our chair and get our master key in. Get this reverser into neutral. Acknowledge me AWS. We'll just get the straight brake on for a moment. Make sure we don't roll anywhere, which we shouldn't do on the flat, but you never know. Released me brakes. And have we got any more lights here? Yeah, that one. Yeah, and I think that's it. We're kind of ready to go. So let's just have a look at this beast from outside. I really love this livery. I mean, I am a BR Blue fan. So that is my ultimate livery, but out of modern day livery. This is just beautiful. Maybe because it's got a bit of a hint of Welshness in there, because it's got the dragon, which is obviously a Welsh thing. So isn't she just beautiful? Snow plows as well. Well, they're not really snow plows, are they? They are snow plows, but they're for... I found out that there was... so we're towing these, by the way. Yeah, I found out that... I can't remember what train accident it was, but there was a train accident where the train was derailed by a cow that was on the line, and its carcass somehow disrailed it, and the normal procedure was just to knock any cattle or anything off the rails, really, rather than stop for it or whatever. And it had never previously been an issue, but on this particular occasion the cow had disrailed the train, and so they needed to overcome this issue, and so they put like plows in the front of various locos that were prone to this issue. Anyway, we've been given the go-ahead, so we better get going. So I'll just turn my throttle on, release this brake, and get the thing going. Oh, hang on. I didn't put it into forward, did I? Right, so we should be okay now. Right, so Super Sprinter, all good. I hope you are too. Yes, I'm more or less okay. It's been a bit of a stressful few days because of I think I'd mentioned to you in messages that my car had broken down the other day, and where I live is well, living in Wales full stop is an issue when it comes to being able to transport oneself to somewhere else. So a car, in my particular living situation, I'm lost without it. And but thankfully, fortunately, I have a very good friend who is a mechanic, and also he was able to loan me his car for the weekend, and today he's had a look at it, and we've been able to identify the problem and resolve it. Well, fingers crossed it has been resolved anyway. Right, we've got a green ahead of us, so I can just ramp up a little bit more throttle. I think this is my favourite. Gosh, we're speeding already. I think this is my favourite version that we have of the Class 37 in the whole of the game, because I love its livery, and I particularly like the timetable and scenarios that exist for this version of the 37 on the on this particular route. It's a very nice route to drive the 37 on. It's quite varied from, as you can see at the moment, we're having to crawl along, and you can have quite varied signalling along here as well, where you're chasing yellows, so it kind of keeps you on your toes. And you know, you got the chance for opening it up as well. I mean, what is so nice about this particular DLC add-on, if nobody's got it, or if you haven't got it, is it's only I think it's $4.99, I think, and I think that is probably the one, if not the only, most cheapest and value for money DLC you can get. That's worth every penny. In fact, it's if I'd spent what is normally for this kind of DLC about 12 quid, like the nuclear pack we've just had, which has got a very thin, small timetable. This is fantastic. It's worth every penny. Yeah. Right, just knock our throttle down while we're in this 30-mile-an-hour zone. So our next signal is a green as well, according to that pre-warning signal. I don't know what their actual names are for those little what look like national speed limit signs that you'd see on the road, but they pre-warn you of what the next signal aspect's going to be, or roughly anyway. Right, we can open up. Let's have a listen to that thrash. I'm going to turn my headset up so I can enjoy the glory of it. Wow. Beautiful. In fact, I feel like screenshotting that, to be honest. Can I screenshot this? I might use it as a thumbnail on something. How does that look? That's quite neat. I think I'll go with that. Forgotten how you do it now. I normally do it. I normally do a screenshot through, how do I do it? Capture screenshot. I do it through my Xbox. It's a much easier way of accessing it later. Right. There we go. So I think this journey, we've only got one stop, which is the final stop, so about roughly half an hour. But we may have some signalling that might require us to stop or slow down or wherever. There we go. Wow. Right. This is a really good route, to be honest with you. I haven't done enough on it. I've done everything you can possibly do on it. For with this Class 37, I've done everything on the timetable and in the scenarios. I think there's only a couple of scenarios. Or another 37. Wicked. Beautiful. I don't seem to be suffering from the blurries tonight, which is nice. I say for the moment. We're looking good. Right, we're just about to hit our speed limit, but we are climbing uphill as well, so I need to keep an eye on it. Have you been working on any scenarios today, Super Sprinter, if you're still there? That's something, an area I did have a look at creating my own scenario once, and we got a double yellow here. And it seems straightforward enough, but it's just more fiddly doing it via the console, and I'm wondering whether it's a little bit more user-friendly if I was to go back and learn how to create my scenarios via doing it on the PC, because I could use the keyboard and mouse then, which is probably a little bit quicker and easier to do. But yeah, I think what put me off creating the scenarios myself was actually having to, well, I didn't look into it properly, but it just seemed a very long, complicated job if you wanted to include AI traffic in there, because you have to program all of that in as well, don't you, from what I understand. And right, we're still on double yellows, so I think we can keep our speed as it is for the time being. Right, another signal coming up. Double yellow again. Oh, right, we got green, so we can crank this up. Looking nice. I was toying with having a Class 37 night tonight, and just driving Class 37s tonight, but I decided to give it a miss until another night, because what I wanted to do was drive each variant of the Class 37 in the game, which would be this route here, obviously, and then from the Cornwall route, is it Penzance Cornwall route? I've got the exact name of it, and the Tees Valley route. But I was looking for something that had a decent length of time to drive on the Cornwall route, and decided to give it a miss. I think I need to go back on the Cornwall route and have a bit of a play on there with the Class 37, because to be honest with you, I find that route, it's not one of my favourites, and I think I need to re-familiarise myself with the route before I drive on it live anyway. It's got a lot of descents in it, as well as climbs, and and I need to re-familiarise myself with those, because you can easily start, your loco can easily start running away with you. So here we go, 10 miles to go. It's nice to see that nice little bit of detail there with a fan going round. Oops, let's get a closer shot. Get more fresh in. Another double yellow. So let's get our throttle off. Take some of this speed off. Beautiful, beautiful loco to drive. And so I insist that everybody should go out there and buy this DLC. Right, we got a single yellow there. It's a good job I got back in the cab. So we potentially got a red coming up, so I need to get this down to at least 30. Otherwise we're going to be spadding. Which is becoming too common lately. Right. Let's see what we've got. I think, is this a pre-warning signal we've got here? And according to that, it's a red. So we need to get this brake on. Yeah, it is. think we might be getting diverted here, I'm not sure. Right, just get the yellow just as we come to a halt. Typical. Never mind, at least we didn't have a spad. Right. Did my brakes reset? Yeah, right, okie dokie. Right, we've still got a yellow, so we need to be cautious. Super Sprinter, yes mate, doing West Coast Main Line in the 80s, executive livery, but had to use 313s because of the 304s and 310s. Right. Right, I can't see what that aspect is yet at the end of the platform. I think it's a yellow. I still can't see it with my eyes. But it could be a red, so... No, it's yellow. Yeah, it's definitely yellow. Right, so we can pull off, and it's a double yellow. Right, let's get our throttle back down. Those brakes fully released. Super Sprinter, it's easy mate, it's doing the maths on the timetable, so train come in opposite direction. Yeah, I think that's the bit that hurts with me. I mean, I've literally only given it one look and had a little bit of a dabble, so I obviously need time to familiarise myself with it, but I think when I realised that the AI is not included automatically, which is rather silly of me, why would it be? I thought, my god, I'm going to be here ages, building up a variety of AI, and I don't feel I've got enough kind of real life timetable knowledge to construct it really. Right, we got a green here so I can fully open up. But I would really like to get stuck into it. It's just a shame there isn't a way, there's a more automated way of including your AI, or if you could just sort of plug it into the timetable on that route, so to speak, so you didn't have to build it. But I'm guessing it's probably a bit too much to ask for, isn't it? Right, another green. Oh, we haven't got much of this route left. We got 6 miles now. But there is a route, a timetable that I need creating for the HST on. I think we had a chat a while ago, didn't we, Super Sprinter? We were talking about, I was curious about the HST running along to Blackpool or the Carlisle line during the 70s, which in theory, why is there 47 over there? That must be a rail tour, must it? And you said, Super Sprinter, that you did used to travel on the summer routes that they used to do summer journeys, didn't they? And I've actually found references to an actual timetabled rail tour that was done, that I think came up from Derby through Preston up to Blackpool, then back from Blackpool back to Preston, and then from Preston to Carlisle, and then along the Settle and Carlisle route. So it doesn't actually stop in Carlisle, doesn't even go into the station. It swerves round onto the Settle and Carlisle route. So that time, so I would need two scenarios created, well, two timetables created, one for the Blackpool branches element of it, and one for the Preston to Carlisle section of it. And I've got all the real times of when it was expected and the actual recorded times as well, from the research I've done. I've created a script as well to recreate this particular rail tour, which I'm itching to get my teeth stuck into, but I just haven't had the time to start putting it all together, really. Super Sprinter, I've left New Street empty, seems to work. Right. Right, now then, I don't know why I'm being overcautious with my speed here. I think it's because I'm conscious of myself chattering away and not wanting to it's cool. Wow. These are just beautiful beasts. Look at that! Right, I need to think about stopping. Let's get my throttle off. And start dropping this speed down. Oh, I've left my scenario marker on. Never mind. Switch it off in a minute. I can't remember if the last light was a double yellow. I think it was, wasn't it? It's too late now anyway, because I'd never stop. Yeah. Right. So we've potentially got a red coming up, but we need to get this down to 30. Oh, I've gone into emergency. I think I've knocked. Have I managed to? No, I haven't. Oh no. I think I'm all right. I did hit the emergency then. By accident, but I seem to have been able to recover myself from it. Mark Moss, hi Mark, how you doing? Hope you've had a nice weekend. Right, I think this is going to be a red probably. It looks red from here, from what I can see of it so far. Still can't quite read that. I think it's a yellow. It's definitely a yellow, so we can carry on. This is why I like, I find it more immersive without the signal aspects on. Feels more real, but it can be a major downfall in live streams. It's trying to focus on so many things, as I've repeatedly said in the past. but I'm persistent. So is everybody getting ready? Is everybody going to be buying the new DLC for the Cardiff network? The Pacers? I mean, what seems to be quite interesting with it, you're not only just getting the Pacer and a new timetable with it, but I think it introduces some other layers and locos into the mix as well, which makes the it more value for money. It feels more value for money than the nuclear pack was. I mean, I love the nuclear pack, and I'm still glad I've bought it. It's just a shame there's not more to do with it. Maybe more will come in the future as it's implemented onto other routes, maybe. It's a very bright bag there you've got there, men. Right, so we've managed to get here without a spad. That'll do, we'll accept that. Wait until... Oh, I see, we've got to wait until 17 minutes past because we're a few minutes late. Right, well, let's get this into full shutdown, shall we? Get this into neutral. That was in reverse, Dave. Neutral, engine only. Get the straight brake on. I think we're all kind of safe now. Let's go for a bit of a wander around the station while it completes itself, shall we? I suppose I should have took the master key out in case someone runs away with the train. Where is the key? Can I get the key out? Let's get back in the chair. Why can't I get the key out? Not letting me... there must be the throttle... I know, I've got to put that into off, haven't I? So that's why. Right, let's get up then. We'll just have a bit of a nosy round this station. I don't even know what's... Faversham. I'll check up on Chit Chat. Oh, look at all these people with their arms crossed. Not very happy. Super Sprinter, just drive the route, mate, and work timetable around stations you... that's a good idea, yeah, didn't think of it like that. So create the timetable, just do it bare bones, and then as you know you're approaching certain points where AI would look good, make a note and then implement it afterwards. Just re-edit the... I get it. Yes, the Virgin 125 Super Sprinter. And hello, Evan. Can I see that? Evan Boxall. Hi, just joined. What have I missed? You've just missed me driving this beautiful Class 37. Hauling these broken down 375s. From somewhere to here. From somewhere to here, Faversham. So I'm just waiting for the timetable to complete. We've just got a minute for it to complete, and then we'll move on to our next drive. I suppose I should have a look around, see if there's any collectibles or something, but I'm not really a person to do collectibles. Oh, there's one done then. I wish they had those cannons at every station. Those were fun to waste a bit of time over. Do you want to give up control? No. We should be... This timetable should finish in 20 seconds. All these people... Look how I feel. Tired. Drained. Is there anybody that looks happy? This lady looks a little bit happy, maybe? Is there a slight smile there? Right, we've finally completed it. I've just filled in a bit of waffle there. Right, now then, let's go to the timetable. I thought what we might do for this next one, something I enjoyed doing the other day, we'll just go back to the nuclear pack and do one of the timetabled on the Preston Carlisle route, because it was set in the snow, and I really enjoyed it because I've never really driven in the snow before, to be honest with you. For the entire time I've played this game, it's not something that I've really thought about, but I was forced into it due to it being in this timetable. I was quite blown away by the scenery in the snow along the Preston Carlisle route, and with it, the British weather having a peppering of snow over the last week and possibility of more on the way, it's quite fitting to have a bit of snow, I suppose. So which one was it? It wasn't that one, wasn't that? This one here. So 35-minute long. I was on here the other day, actually, my last live stream, and which one was I doing? I think it was this one here. You can see I've finally completed it, but I was just becoming more and more stressed out, and as the more I tried to get it right, the more it was going wrong, and I think I had 3 spads in the space of 5 minutes without really moving anywhere, which is quite a remarkable achievement, really. Anyway, let's get this old boy sorted out. Safety systems. Oh god, I thought we were rolling back then with that train going off. In fact, I need to make sure sometimes these scenarios, already switch on the safety systems for you, and then I end up switching them off. So, which was the case there. See, the lights are on as well, which they wouldn't be normally. Desk lights are off though. It seems to be quite random in what it decides it wants to pre-set up. Okay, so that's alright. Activate master key. We'll just sort out our lights. Oh, is that a light? Yeah, headlight on. I don't think there's anything else to set up in here. We'll just put that straight brake on for a moment because we are on a hill. We'll get the master key in as it's asking us to do. And it's asking us to acknowledge the AWS, which I've already set, so I just need to press it. Await path to proceed. Complete final checks ready for departure. Right, so the red is on there. Let's just check our... Got the right lights on. Oh, why isn't my spotlight on? Switched it off. There we go. Spotlight on. And we're double-ended. Right. I should have nipped out and put my markers on. Come on, let's go and put them on. Now I've noticed I really shouldn't go that way, should I? Now I notice that, well, we got track on either side, so... Right, okay. Let's go and switch them on. It's not asking us to, but sometimes these little things niggle me. Right, I think this is the tail lights, isn't it? Left side. Or is it right side? Let's just have a look. Yeah, that's right. Let's get that door closed. And let's get going. Right. Oh, we got some company today as well. Hello, how you doing? My name's Dave, by the way. What's your name? Were you going to say something? Right, anyway, let's stop playing around and release our brakes. And let's just put the throttle on and release this. And I think we can go. Hang on, I've done the same thing as before. I haven't put this into forward. Right, let's get going. Come on, turn on. Right. It's quite funny. When I did this the other day, I hadn't really looked at the timetable properly, and how snow can sort of just totally change how the environment looks. Can be quite disorientating. And I thought I was up in Carlisle, but as you can see, we're in Preston. Wow. Look at that in the... That's what's quite nice of driving in this kind of weather, is the long shadows that the winter brings. What time of day is it as well? It is 9:30, but still... Anyway, let's get back inside for a moment. Even all southeastern high speed, my favourite. Yeah, it's a great route. Sorry, I've come off it. I haven't played enough of it really, to be honest. I've played everything you can play on there with the Class 37 DLC, and I quite often go back and replay some of them because I just love me Class 37. Particularly that variant of it, but yeah, it's a great route. I need to go back there and do a lot of the other stuff. This is the problem. I've been playing Train Sim World since Train Sim World 4, and I've ended up buying all of the UK routes over the course of that time. So I've got a backlog of routes to delve into and properly learn and become familiar with, because I've not been able to kind of thoroughly learn a route yet where I know where every signal and speed change is located to enable me to be able to play hoodless. Because it takes me quite a long time to learn that kind of thing, for it to bury itself in my head. Super Sprinter, you have to be careful not to cross paths, else scenarios don't work. I see, that's interesting. So you've got to be kind of, I suppose it's trial and error, isn't it? Trying to learn where things are a little bit more, you've got to be a little bit more careful with. So that's a point to look out for. Not to cross paths, else scenarios don't work. Even, are you getting the new Just Trains add-on? I think it comes out on Tuesday. Yes, definitely. I'm gonna get it. Just trying to get this throttle off. What I like to do, well, what I've quite liked doing recently is because none of the ambassadors play on console when doing a pre-launch run of it the night before, like they will do tomorrow, then nobody really gets to see how the route works on PlayStation or Xbox. So what I like to do as soon as it goes live, I like to do a live version to help people see how it looks on Xbox particularly. So with it being Just Trains, I imagine everything should be pretty spot on with it and okay and working fine, and all will be good. I'm not a big fan of that route though, because it's too small, and it's kind of stop-start all the time. You know, as soon as you get into it, your journey is over really, which is a shame. I believe it was intended to be a much longer route than it is. I forget where it was meant to go to, but they were up against the clock. I mean, it was a Dovetail produced route, that one as well, but they ran out of time anyway, and so that element was aborted. Really, I think it should have been put on the back burner until they could have included that, really, because as it is, it's a bit small for like my liking, which is a shame, because you know, you got this central point, this central hub of Cardiff Central, where there's a lot going on with the layering, particularly once this new add-on comes in on Tuesday, you know, and none of it's got anywhere to go to, because the route doesn't go anywhere. Really, does it? I mean, that sounds a little bit kind of harsh, but you know, compared to all the other routes, you've got a relatively good run on most other routes. So are you getting it even? Got a steel train here on the left. When I come back, I don't know if it was when I come back from university, but it was between jobs anyway. I did a little bit of labouring on Mostyn Docks in North Wales here, and we used to have British Steel down in Shotton, and so the steel coils like the ones on that train, which are like solid steel all rolled up as they are, would be lowered into the boats by crane, but the crane driver couldn't actually see into the boat. He would be reliant on a marshal or whatever you would call him, who would be on a radio to help direct the train guy into lowering those steel coils into the boat. And then me and my mate, who'd got me this temporary work at the docks, and a few others would then, once it had been lowered, we'd have to secure them to the boat via these long steel strips, and you'd use this hand whizzing machine to sort of tie them down. And for me, coming from an office background, I've got dainty office hands really. I haven't got the big bulky man's proper working man's hands, and so my hands were falling off within a couple of days of working on them. I had blisters and everything, and my hands were just, they were useless, because I'd proper manual work. Not that I'm scared of manual work. I love working with wood and metal, but due to the type of work that was, I tell you what though, we didn't have any hard hats on. We didn't even have any luminous jackets, coats on either, I don't think. Well, we might have had luminous coats on, but the safety was terrible. I'm surprised. Well, shocking when I'd been used, or it was there after I became used to working within an office environment, and the within the public sector, the amount of safety systems within the public sector, even with working just in an office, was just unbelievably ridiculous. I'm surprised we ever actually got any work ever done, and it's probably why no work ever does get done in the public sector. Sorry if you work in the public sector, but you might be able to relate to what I'm actually talking about. And if you've never worked within the private sector, people within the public sector haven't got a clue what it's like to work in the private sector. And coming from a private sector and going into the public sector is quite an eye-opener in terms of the differences in working conditions and rights and whatever. Anyway, I don't want to get into employment, politics and rights and all the rest of it, but I seem to have segued myself into that. Even I will watch the preview stream first, then I'll get it. Yeah, I'm going to watch the preview preview stream tomorrow. I think Just Trains are doing it themselves. Normally, it's done by Dovetail, isn't it? And would have been done last Thursday, because Dovetail said they were going to be streaming every Thursday since their last stream, and they haven't. And I was a little bit shocked that they aren't doing the preview with Just Trains, because that's what normally happens. Nevertheless, at least Just Trains will be doing it, so that'll be interesting to see. I think the ambassadors are going to be streaming tomorrow night as well. I don't know whether they're working it all around each other in turn, or all doing it live at the same time. But I think Just Trains will be the one for me to watch. Superstream to stream glitched out past 5 minutes. Oh, right. Am I still off or on? Am I back on? Was that, did I glitch out for 5 minutes? See, I can't see the stream from here. Let's have a look. If I can get it up on my phone. Where we are. Same I'm connected here, but there's nothing play. Ah, I see. I can't play it because it's my channel. I think we're live now anyway, aren't we? But just look at this beautiful countryside, the way it's bathed in this lovely snow. Wow. I mean, where I live is, I'm very fortunate where I live in terms of having the beauty of the North Wales countryside literally on my doorstep. It's beautiful being able to walk off into the mountains when it looks like this and treading the untrodden snow. Oops, we're speeding. Even the stream is working good on your... Alright, great. Yeah, for some reason, once I go live, I can't check it on my phone. It won't let me play it. Probably because YouTube thinks I'm looking for viewers. Or something like that, I don't know. If I go incognito on my phone, I think it would play then because my account's not connected to it. But what I should do is set up my laptop separately so that I've got the stream playing in the background. Because it's quite difficult to know if there is like a technical issue. I could be streaming here for 2 hours just talking to myself. Which I have done anyway on many occasions. But hey ho. What have we got coming towards us here? 87. Throwing the snow up. That looked like quite a short rake, that one, didn't it? But this looked really realistic. The way this snow is depicted, which of course it should do. But when I open the bedroom curtains in the morning, or the blinds or wherever, and I see this blanket of snow, it is pretty beautiful. The only problem is though, it's impossible to drive anywhere for days. Because we don't have any snow plows coming up to where we live, and so you need to make sure your cupboard's probably stocked up with food. Otherwise you're going to have to sledge all the way down to Tesco's and slide all the way back up the hill. But I found this quite a therapeutic drive the other day. But I had a light in front of me then. I wonder when the Just Trains route will come out as the next route. Last year it was in November, wasn't it? But with this release, this Just Trains release coming up tomorrow, this week, obviously it's not going to be happening this month now. for the Preston to crew to Preston. Super Sprinter, you have to have a blast on my West Coast Main Line scenario. Didn't glitch out once. Mine didn't glitch out once. Yeah, if you could send me a link in Messenger or the name of the title for me to easily find it. I'll give it a whirl, because I enjoyed that one of yours I did the other day on Peak Forest. In fact, last night, it was about 11 o'clock, I started recording a replay of it, because I enjoyed it so much, because it's like being on a new route, using BR Blue era stock on the Peak Forest route. Looked really great, and I found it quite a funny one to do, because the class 101 which you used, it's virtually all downhill, so it's literally like being on a roller coaster, and there's one point where the 101's almost going out of control and the suspension is bobbing up and down everywhere. I was convinced we were going to get thrown off the track, and I loved the little touches of AI you'd put in there as well. The 31 I saw, I think I saw the 47, but I might have missed a few as well, because driving the class 101, particularly if you haven't driven it for a while, requires quite a lot of focus and concentration in refamiliarizing the muscle memory. I was quite chuffed though how quickly I picked it back up though, really. I think the most difficult thing with the Class 101 is stopping it, really, rather than getting it going. The only hardest part of getting it going is remembering all the things you need to switch on. It is a fun train to drive. It's very rewarding, especially if you manage to complete an entire journey with more or less perfect stops at every station. It feels very satisfying and rewarding. Right, let's just enjoy a bit of this countryside. I'm gonna have to go all the way up Shap sometime in weather like this. I've completed all of the well, I think there's only 3 or 4 anyways, and I've completed all the scenarios for the nuclear on this route. But something that I found a bit odd on one of them, it's got I forgot what they call them now, barrier coaches either side of the flask, and I'm sure they were, well, it doesn't matter whether they were full or not actually, but it only had one loco hauling it, which I don't think is accurate, because from my understanding is that every nuclear train must have two locos in case one of them breaks down, which makes obvious sense due to the nature of its cargo. So I found that a bit strange, how it only had one loco. Right, we've got 6 miles to Carnforth, so enjoy this beautiful sunshine. The snow in the sunshine just looks wonderful. Oh. So we're going through Lancaster. Nice with the church in the background there. And the river. What I should do is just hop on as one of the passengers on one of these journeys and just fly around with my drone, because I do like to have a good look at the scenery. Super Sprinter, if you look at the download, it says more from creator mate. Ah, right, cool, right. So I'll look at it that way. Feels 80s this route. Yes, it certainly takes you back in time, this route, doesn't it? Going back to what we were talking about earlier on about HSTs going to Blackpool, where I found some online information, I did manage to find a couple of stills of a Class 125 in Swallow livery at Blackpool from the actual rail journey I found on this. I can't remember the name of this rail enthusiast site, but seems to be sort of a historical website of rail tours that have took place over the years, and it's actually got all the timings in it as well, which is amazing. Even just checked if Dovetail are doing a preview stream on the 142. They are, and it releases on Tuesday the 25th. Yeah, so Dovetail doing one as well in there, because I know that what I read in the press release that Just Trains are doing one tomorrow, Monday, and it releases on Tuesday, doesn't it? So unless I've misinterpreted it and Dovetail are doing the stream with them, then that's cool. I just found it a bit odd that they weren't, so maybe I've read it wrong. Maybe they're doing the stream with them, which is normally the case. But it's good to have that pre-stream anyway, even though they're not. The ambassadors are not allowed to do them on console, from what they've said in the past, so it has to be via the PC. But I don't mind buying it anyway and just keep my fingers crossed it works. And so anybody, because sometimes some people pop in to see the live stream of Xbox Play on new launches to see how it's going and make their decision from there. But certainly looking forward to having a look tomorrow night, how it looks, what it involves. Super Sprinter, Rail Forums UK, I get all my tide tables from. Right, cool. I don't know what this site was called, and that doesn't ring a bell with me. So, that name, so... Is this did we just go through a yellow light then or something? My sunflower's on. I better slow down just in case. This is the trouble when you're not concentrating. Right, I think that's a yellow. It looks like yellow. Yeah. Right, we've got to drop to 15 in a minute. Oh, it's starting to snow. How can it be starting to snow? Because I put it on custom weather to be clear. Oh, it's a scenario, isn't it? That's why. I forgot you can't set the weather on the scenarios, can you? Right, I need to find my wipers then. Let's get them going. Otherwise, we're not going to see a thing. It's just suddenly gone all grey. Fair play, the weather works really well on this, isn't it? You know, I mean, the way the snow is landing on the windscreen there, it looks as it does in real life. Right, we've got a red coming up. I think this might be our final stop anyway, at the light itself. Oh no, it isn't, it isn't. I thought it was. I mean, I should have known that anyway, because that scenario marker is over there, around the side of... we got any... We're not getting any wheel spin, are we? No. Right. Even all you need now is a hot chocolate and a radio playing Christmas music. Yes, that sounds spot on. Actually, my feet feel cold. It feels like I'm actually in the cab. My feet take forever to heat up. I have got my gas fire on full blast here. In fact, I've got some Galaxy hot chocolate in the cupboard, so when I finish this stream, I might be tempted for a hot chocolate actually. Bit of Christmas music. I was thinking of doing a stream on Christmas Day because I haven't got any family or anything, and I know other people like myself find Christmas Day a bit of a challenge, so I was thinking of promoting a stream for Christmas Day for people who would rather just ignore the fact that it's Christmas Day. and sit and watch Dave drive his train. Right. And that's it. We've completed that. Haven't we? I think we have. Yeah, we have. Yeah, we've done it. We sped a little bit, but I haven't got any badges because I've already completed it. So yeah, that's all right. Super Sprinter, I'm up for a hot chocolate myself now, but I pass on Christmas music. I hear it all day in my truck. Oh dear. Yeah, when I used to work in retail, you know, come October time, the music tapes would come out for Christmas, and within just a couple of days, we'd all be smashing our head against the walls. Right, I think what we might do is I quite enjoyed, I think it was the Class 323 I was driving the other day on I forgot what it's called. Birmingham Crew. I was thinking of maybe doing that, but that's on my PC. So I need to switch over to PC. Right, if you just bear with me a moment while I just swap over to PC, and we'll have a look at that. 323 is a bugger to stop in the wet. Right, that's handy to know. I won't put any wetness on then. Right, just bear with me, folks, while I'll just put us into brake mode while I switch over to PC. Right, oh, there we are. We're there. We have connection. However, I don't think you have got game audio, so I just need to find my settings for that. What I need to do is to go, and OBS seems to reset itself. Right, which one is it? Is it that one? I think it's this one. Can you hear me? Oh, well, I think you can hear me anyway. I think I've got game audio now. Can you hear the music there? Just need to turn that one on. Right. There we go. Okay. Right, if someone can give me a thumbs up or something to say you can hear music and hear me talking. I know I'm not talking to myself. I can hear you, mate. Right, cheers. And you can hear the game as well, yeah? Right, let's find the so we're on PC now. Birmingham crew. And I haven't got all the layers for this on PC. Wonder if that was the one I did. Birmingham New Street to Wolverhampton. I think that was the one I did actually. Right. Let's put this into June. Now we've had a bit of what am I doing? June. Clear. Right. I always have 50% cloud because I like the depth that it adds into the sky and doesn't over brighten the map, though I don't think it makes too much difference really. Cheers even for letting me know. That's appreciated. Cheers, thank you. My music's slightly glitched then. Taking a while to load, innit? Right. For a moment there, I thought we were going to have problems. Right, so we're on the 2W022 Birmingham, from Birmingham New Street to Wolverhampton at 6:30 in the morning in this 323. So, let's get our safety system sorted out. And, hang up. What's going on here now? Why can't I walk anywhere? I think it might be something to do with... Now that I'm on PC... can I get out of my chair now? Why can't I walk anywhere? This is the trouble when you I can't even zoom in. Right, I can't... I don't want to do it like this. Normal. That's normal. Normal. Is there anything on the back wall here? I don't think so. I think that's everything. Right. Now then, let's see if I can just operate. I can't zoom in or anything. It's not letting me. I've got a few problems here. Sometimes when you switch over to PC, the game doesn't register. See, I'm trying to zoom in now, but I'm not doing anything. As you can see, I can't walk anywhere. Right. Maybe if I just come out of here and go back in. Oh yeah, that's it. Oh, thank God for that. Right. So we sorted all that out, didn't we? And taillights, headlights are on. Master key. Here is it. And get this. Well, we'll slam it into forward. Get the doors open. We're already late. We haven't even got the passengers' doors open yet. And we're supposed to be gone. Where are my wipers? Well, it shouldn't rain because I've put clear on, but I should, are those wipers? Yeah, wipers are there. Right. Let's have a look from outside.
Midlands Railway service to Four Oaks. Calling at Birmingham U Street, Duddeston.
Looks like we've got a couple of passengers. People don't like travelling with me. These people have obviously not travelled with me before, so are going to be in for a possible shock. And this person is definitely not wanting to get on. Right, we can get the doors locked. Right, brakes off. Power lever free. And we're off. I haven't really played this. Well, I did play this journey the other day. But I really loved the route overall, and I'm itching to really get involved with this route in its full glory with all the layers, which was the case when I was playing it on Xbox. But obviously we all know about the issues on Xbox with it. Well, and glitches across all platforms, really. And I'm waiting for a sale to get all the other layers that will work with this route, which the next Steam sale should be, I think it's around about the 19th of December, just before Christmas. So I'm hoping to pick up the rest of the missing pieces then. But obviously there's no blurry issues on PC, which is great, but something I haven't noticed is that to me it feels a lot more stuttery than it does on console. We all suffer with the stutter thing. It's a trait of the game, and it's there, and it always will be due to the nature of the engine. But it is particularly bad on this route. Actually, around these sections, it can be, when we're passing the canal in a moment, you might notice it stuttering. It doesn't do it too much in these slower moving vehicles. Yeah, there's a little bit of it there, but you know, it doesn't happen as aggressively driving the slower moving stock. But when you're in the pendulum, see, that stutter then to me was over the top, not what you would normally expect. See that then, that was a pause then. I mean, the quality looks great and fantastic, but the stuttering is and it seems to be in high asset areas like bridges and stuff. But I'm not going to carry on moaning about it, because it's in the pipeline to be. See how it's in the log here. I don't want to try and moan about it too much, because hopefully it's going to get patched in the next patch that they promised. Because on the Steam reviews, a few people have mentioned in the Steam reviews on PC that this route seems to be very stuttery. Right, I need to be aware that we've got regular stops, so we're coming up for our first stop soon. I'll just apply some braking. See, there's quite a lot of stutter there. That's not normal stutter. And it's not my PC either. Can play the most demanding games on the PC build I've got at the moment. It's even I hear when the go on Xbox Series X. Yeah, the texture issue seems to be worse on this route than any of the other routes. On the other routes, it's just relatively kind of random. I think that's the problem, really. And I think the problem Dovetail have with it is it's so random as to when and where it will appear. Right, I think the stop is at the end of this platform. In fact, I know it is. I must be route learning. Despite me not playing this much, I must be starting to familiarise myself with the route enough to remember some of the stops. There we go. Perfecto. Right, get the doors open.
Sandwell and Dudley Port.
I can hear a lot of traffic up here. Just have a bit of a nosy. That looks cool. It's a nice shot there. Super Sprinter's been had a message retracted. I don't know what you've said, Super Sprinter. It might be a capped issue, or I don't know. It's quite strong on words. I don't know. Or did you put a link? Maybe it bans links as well. Comments was for wrong route. Yeah, it was probably a link then. Oh, lock the doors. Let's get the doors locked. All right. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, go, go. Our next stop is in half a mile. So don't want to get too carried away here. Even when you come out of the tunnel at Birmingham New Street, that is where the texture play up. Yeah, on Xbox, that's where the textures were playing up the worst when I was playing it on Xbox. There is no texture issue at all, really, on... Well, there isn't on PC, but where you get the blurriness in console tends to be replaced with extreme stutter. From my experience of gameplay playing between the two, other people's experiences might be quite different, or I don't know, but that's how it feels to me. So the major stutters and texture issues on either platform seem to be around large asset area parts, or there's something in the trackside scenery that is pulling too much on the memory, causing this bottlenecking or whatever they call it. Oh, come on, stop. I suppose we're going downhill. That picture on wall to be individual picture done by school children to help reduce suicide. Yeah, I remember watching the stream with the devs and them speaking. I don't know if it was them specifically mentioning what you'd said actually, but they were talking about them wanting to get that graffiti correct. Sadly, though, from what I remember playing it on Xbox, it was quite blurred out because of the blurred textures. but is quite clear in the PC. What I'd hate for them to do is to remove that if it's part of the problem to cause the texture issues, because, you know, for the very reason you explain, it's you know, about suicide and that, it needs to be kept there. I quite like because there's a lot of posters, isn't there, around on the Cardiff route that I think are focused on people's mental health, and I've got CPTSD myself, which is a big traumatizing and disabling form of mental health issues, and it's a very heavy weight to carry, and so it's nice to see that being kind of highlighted in the game, because I think a lot of people like myself gravitate to this game to escape from the realities of things life throws at us. Right, we're coming in for our next stop. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. Oh, don't worry, mate. That's very nice of you to say so. Sadly, life throws quite a lot of spanners at us, and for some reason, some people manage to duck and miss those spanners flying through the air, but I seem to have taken more than my fair share of spanners being thrown into my head, and they hurt. Yeah, but I'm fighting on the best I can. I find streaming, although it can be quite stressful, quite therapeutic, because with there not being a multiplayer function within the game, there isn't a way to communicate with fellow enthusiasts as you're playing, but doing it through a live stream, you're able to connect with fellow fans of the game, and have a bit of a chit chat as you play. But it'd be great if there was some kind of multiplayer function, you know, where you have you took it in turns, have an assistant driver to take journeys together, having opened the doors.
The next train to arrive at platform 1 will be the 0655 Avanti West Coast service to London Euston, calling at Sandwell and Dudley, Birmingham New Street, Birmingham,
just letting this woman shut up.
Coventry, and London Euston. Platform 1 for the 0655 Avanti West Coast service to London Euston. The train at platform 2 is the 0652 West Midland Railway service to Wolverhampton, calling at Tipton.
I thought that was me doors making that bleeping noise then. Right, let's get going. Super Sprinter.
As it is ready to leave.
Oh, will this woman shut up? Blaming hell.
52 West Midlands Railway service to Wolverhampton, which is ready.
Is that it? Right. So yeah, Super Sprinter. I've lost my space now. What did you say? PC graphics look a lot better. I think they are. You see, I think that's why there's no kind of stuttering on a console, because the game has been optimized for Xbox or PlayStation, and I think that then may impede upon some of the graphics. What it does do as well is people who play on console don't need to compile their shaders as you have to on a PC. In other words, you have to run your route 2 or 3 times so that the PC builds up a memory of files to make it play smoother. As you see now, it's suffering a bit here. I think this has definitely been reported as a issue to be looked at. So I think even if you've got all your settings whacked up like I have on my Xbox to 4K, you can clearly see in the detail in these trees. You might not see it so well on the stream, but I'm playing on a large TV at the moment, and I can see almost every leaf in terms of detail. And I've got, oh crikey, I need to reduce my speed here. I've got all my settings whacked up to ultra at the moment because I was fiddling around with my settings the other day trying to minimise stuttering on this route, and it didn't make a jot of difference, and I just turned everything back up to ultra, and it didn't make it any worse. It was just exactly the same. So this turning off of turning things off to get better performance, I think only has very little effect, or is only helpful to people who have got a low-end PC or previous generation console. Right, get the doors open. Martin, what frame rate are you running? Let's have a look. Where's my frame rate gone? I've got it set to 60, and I'm getting, and that's what I'm getting as well. You know, it kind of hovers between 58, 59, 60, 58, 7, 58. The concerning thing is, though, is the GPU is runs at an average of 90% to 100%, which on this particular route, whereas on other routes it's at 70%. But in any cases, it shouldn't be pushing the GPU the way it is. Ethan, you have convinced me to get a PC now. Right. If you've built up your entire collection on console and going to move over to PC, the bad news is obviously you have to... if I close my doors? No. Oh, we're not ready to go yet, are we? The bad news is you've obviously got to buy all of your collection all over again. But I was quite fortunate that a sale came through a couple of months ago, and everything was either half priced or even cheaper than that, and so it didn't hurt the wallet too badly. But something that's hit the news recently, it's been announced by Valve, or rather Steam, which I run my games from on PC. Steam have a what people are calling their version of a console. It's literally a PC though. And it's this little square cube, not much bigger, if not the same size of a shoebox. That nobody knows how much it's going to be yet, though, in terms of cost. People are thinking it's going to be around the £600 mark. Others are saying, oh, it could be £1,000. I mean, if it's going to be £1,000, you might as well just get a PC built, and then it's more adaptable. So I have a feeling it's going to be more likely around the price of what consoles are, around the £600 mark. But I wouldn't go out and buy one straight away. I'd wait and see if anybody has played. Wait to see someone playing Train SimWorld on it before deciding on whether to get this new Steam machine or whether to get a PC built. Have I unlocked the doors?
Chosen. And Wolverhampton.
The disadvantages, though, of having a PC is on console you just plug it in and it's ready to go. You don't have to mess around with anything. But with PC, the more small little technical issues can occur. And for example, when I first got it, I first got the PC and got Train SimWorld set up. The graphics were awful. No matter what I changed in the settings, in the in-game settings, didn't make any difference. So it meant actually going into the GPU settings and making adjustments in there. So if you're happy enough to get involved in that side of it, then that's fine. But if that kind of thing scares you, then that can be a little bit off-putting. But there's many videos on YouTube that I've got recommended PC settings anyway for PC. Right, we can whack this up a little bit. Martin, this is... No, I agree. This is the easiest train to drive in the TSW. Do you think it is? It definitely is one of the easy ones, yeah. Out of my experience, what would I say is... I'd perhaps say... I mean, there's a few. I mean, all the DMUs and EMUs are all easy. Though there are some that I find a bit awkward using controller. Like, it's quite easy going through the steps on this train. It's just click, click, click. So you just click the controller, but on the Voyager, it doesn't seem to be click, click, click. You have to... And it throws you out a bit. But I think the 150, the 150 is what I class as one of the easy ones alongside this. And also the Pendolino, another very easy one, but sweet to drive. And the steam engines are not... You know, I suppose people would say the steam engine and Class 101 are the most difficult, and they are a little bit more challenging. But regular practice with them... yeah, regular practice with them... But yeah, this is a nice, easy train to use to stop with. Nobody's... Did anybody get off? If you look down, you can... Super Sprinter, if you look down, you can see track bed for Old Stourbridge to Walsall. At this station, or have we moved on now? I think you might have mentioned something to me before, and then I end up looking in the wrong place or getting lost. Anyway, maybe I tell you what, because what I'm thinking, I might. What time is it? I might do another half an hour. I might do the journey back, unless someone wants to see me drive something different. If there's anybody that wants to make a suggestion, what they'd like to see me drive next, as an half-hour journey, then get your thinking caps on and let me know what you'd like me to drive. I'm not going to do the Class 101 though. I don't feel ready to drive that live yet. And I'm getting a bit tired now. I will drive it live one night though. So anything other than the 101. Otherwise I might see if there's a... If nobody chooses, I might have a look at having a go at Class 33 as a rail tour on one of the other routes. Not on... it's... what is it? The Somerset route. Christ, that route. I can't believe it's a heritage route. 15 miles an hour. Are all heritage routes? Do all heritage routes generally run at 15 to 20 miles an hour? I'm guessing that Llangollen near me is probably only has speed limits of that amount, but the entire route is like 20 mile an hour at max, and the 47, it's a beast. It's not made to go that slow. And it's very annoying to drive along there. It could even put you off the Class 47, and the 47 is a perfectly brilliant loco to drive, but very off-putting on there. I think you could even break the speed limit with a Class 08 on that route. It's a shame because that route is very beautiful in terms of its scenery, but it's just so annoying to drive. Maybe the Class 101 might be more enjoyable to drive along there, make it a bit more challenging, I don't know. Right, we're coming up to our final stop. Martin, the 87 and 86 are fun. Yes, they are. I love driving them. I made a couple of videos when they first released because people were struggling, like myself at first, with remembering where the neutral zones were because they're not marked on the HUD. And I spoke to Just Trains about them including markers on the HUD, and it was something that had already been in their mind to include on its release, but the HUD is a separate thing from the development side. It's Dovetail's responsibility to implement any changes or introductions to the HUD, and I know Just Trains have been asking them for some time over it, whether it'll be included on their next release, because we will have neutral zones in the Crewe to Preston route, and so it'd be nice if it's eventually implemented for that, because occasionally I still get mixed up on, they're usually near a station, but I can't remember which side of the station the neutral zones are on, depending on which direction you're in. I get a bit lost with that. I know you got the black marker boards anyway, but sometimes you can miss them. It's just a question of practice, really, though, isn't it? But not all of us have got the time to learn a route inside out. Super Sprinter, I've been doing a lot of her route. Martin did the Class 20 on the Cathcart on rail tour today. Very nice. I love the Class 20. So did you use the new Class 20 or the older version of it? KH, hello David, hope you're well. Hello there KH, hope you're well too. I hope you've had a nice weekend. Ethan's off. I'm just nice to have you along, Ethan. Thanks for joining us. I'll hopefully see you again. Thank you very much. It was nice chatting with you. Don't know what time we're meant to arrive here. This is the thing with the timetable being a bit broken at the moment. But I know we're definitely pretty late. Right, let's get this door open. And I tell you what, let's just get this into neutral. Oh dear, Ariana. Put our tails on. Switch these off. So I can drive this back actually, but do we want to do another half an hour of me driving this, or would you prefer me to have a look at maybe driving the Class 33? I haven't given that much of a drive since I've bought it. That's one of the latest add-ons I've purchased recently. Yeah, we need a 30-minute run, don't we, Martin? I'm done then. Yes, the new one, 30-minute run. Okay. KH, I've not been too well, Dave. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. I do know. It has, as you know, I've not my wife had the same as yourself, and Sheila had a lot of ups and downs. A lot of it caused by some of the treatment she was receiving as well, more than the illness. So yeah, I'm sorry you're having a bit of a bad spell, but I hope I'm able to provide a little bit of entertainment for the evening anyway. Right, so I think somebody requested to do something else in the chat. Martin, 30-minute run. Lee Grant, hello there. Hi, how you doing? And who else have we got in? We got Nuclear Cheesecake too. Good evening there. And Martin, back to Brum. Martin saying, "Oh, back to Brum." All right then. Let's go back to Brum. Go back in this one, rather than challenging myself with, because I haven't driven the 33 for a while, so it's quite straightforward. It's just the same as all the other diesels, really. But I'm not familiar with the route it's got the rail tours on. I'll leave that. Pascom traction Vigilance. Oh, hang on. What happened then? Normal. That's right. Normal. Right, let's get in the chair. I don't think there's anything on the back here, is there? No. What's that? What is that? Traction. What's under here? A handle cover. A handle cover for what? What's that handle cover? Door release handle reset. I see. Well, we'll leave that alone. I don't want to damage the train at the moment. Let's get a key in. I did take it out the other side, didn't I? And get that into neutral. Traction lock will not release. I don't know what that was saying then. Tails off. And we need to get this into day head will do. I think that's it, isn't it? My windscreen washer is there. If I lock the doors, why is it asking me to lock the doors? Oh. I see, we must have turned up early. Right, anyway, we're all set up to go. Thankfully, that is all registered through. Yeah, waiting for service. So this starts at 17 in 2 minutes' time. Let's just have a little bit of a nosy outside. Wolverhampton. I think I've mentioned before, I do have a personal connection with Wolverhampton. It's where my wife used to live. She lived sort of like near down the Dudley end. And yeah. But it looks great. I remember, because the tip's over here, isn't it? She was an art teacher, and so we used to spend some weekends just collecting bits of rubbish so that she could take into school. Well, it's a sixth form college. She taught at Cadbury Sixth Form College, if there's any Brummies in. So she would collect various bits of materials, like rusted pieces of metal that had nice textures and colours in them. As you know, as things rust, they accumulate a mixture of different textures and colours, and she would then utilise these in her artwork, or encourage her students to look at not the most obvious of things to use within your art, you know. Right, let's lock the doors. We've got Lee Grant here too. Have I already said hello? Have I, Lee? Sorry, you're getting a double hello from me. I'm glad you're okay. Right, I think. We're just waiting for. It did tell me to close the doors, then, didn't it? Did it? Oh, we've got to wait another 2 minutes. I see. Right, we've still got 2 minutes to spare here. I'll just reopen those doors. Oh, we got 1 minute. Right, KH. I do have some news for you, David. I am to have an injection every 3 months to keep my cancer from spreading further. The outcome is 90% positive. So that's if I'm reading that correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. That's positive, as in terms of positive news that this injection is going to keep things under control for you. when my wife had her chemotherapy, it was completely draining. She had to have the full on. She had to actually stay in the hospital for months on end because it was an aggressive form of cancer she had. So after like 3 months of chemo, she'd then have to come home, and you know, she'd be quite ill at home, not because of the cancer, but because of the chemo, because of what that does to your body. Yeah. So, oh, hang on. We need to get this into forward, didn't we? That's right. Forward there. Right. I'm still dead for some reason. Is that something to do with this? Because I've switched that off in the back. Master key's in. We're in forward. I can't see why that would have anything to do with the issue, but tell you what, we've waited this long. I'm just going to double check whether that should be switched off. This was only meant to be half an hour journey. We haven't even moved, have we? For some reason, I don't think that should make a difference. Find out. Christ, everything's bleeping here. Right, okay. Right, that's in forward, isn't it? Keys in. Just put that down to there. Right, I'm completely dead. Why? Does anybody know why? That would be the case. Is it because I've got the doors open? No. There's an easier way out of this anyway. Did I have the doors open on the other side maybe by accident? Nope. Lee Grant, you're in love. That's very nice. A very healthy feeling and emotion to have. Right, this train's bollocksed because none of you are coming up with it. Press the AWS button. Yeah, you might be right. The thought. For a moment I thought we were moving, but no. I did this the other day though, so something's glitched out. Maybe it's something to do with the fact that I didn't let the last timetable thing complete. Did you turn off all the safety systems at the other end? Well, I didn't the other day, and it still worked, because normally the safety systems are all switched on all of the time in real trains anyway. They're never switched off. They just do it just to make us bloody it more awkward. But I have known them to cause a glitch in the past, but they didn't the other day when I did this. What I'm going to do though, I mean, what time is this train? 7:22. We're already late, so we'll just go to it directly. Save trying to resolve it. Yes, my girlfriend is 36. Are you sure she's going to be happy about you mentioning her age? But we don't know who she is, do we? So, right. What am I doing now? Birmingham timetable 323. It was 7 something, wasn't it? It's... Wolverhampton to Birmingham New Street. Hang on a minute, it was 7 in the morning, wasn't it? I thought that... It must be that one there. Wolverhampton to Four Oaks. But yeah, it's that one. Right. June. We want clear weather. And I like 50% cloud. If you're wondering why, if you're joined the channel, I like 50% cloud because it creates more depth to the sky. A more three-dimensional depth. And sometimes it just takes that over brightness off the route. I'm sure she'll be okay with it. Okay, that's fine. Right, let's get going. I'm just going to get out the chair because it's quicker. You can do this a lot quicker with the mouse, but I'm just so used to being a console player. Right, that's all set. It's going to look a bugger now if this thing doesn't start. What else do we need? We need to open the doors. And we need to... Are these headlights on? Yeah, they're off. I think that's everything. My wipers are there. I don't think I've missed anything, have I? Door key. No, that's it. As Martin said, it's the easiest train to drive in the... out of them all, and it's probably the easiest to set up, really. He says. KH, congratulations, Lee Grant, on being in love. Yes. Love, eh? That's quite a topic, isn't it? I'll have to do a stream that relates to love. I suppose that appropriate stream for that would be Valentine's, wouldn't it? Get some livery with hearts all over it. Door. Lock the doors. Right, moment of truth. A moment there. I slightly panicked. I wonder what it was, though. Was it a game glitch or was it a player glitch? I'm going to put it down to a game glitch, obviously, because it worked fine for me the other day when I played this route when I wanted to do the return journey. Right, so there's that tip down there where I spent a Saturday with the missus collecting bits of old rubbish for her artwork. Out of all the places you could spend in Wolverhampton, that's where it was spent. We never explored the canal, though. I didn't really know about its existence, to be honest with you, and I spent quite a lot of my childhood with my Tide. Tide is Welsh for grandad, and we we used to do a lot. I used to do a lot of. That's how I got. Because my other thing is cycling. I do quite a bit of mountain biking now, but not any of this enduro mountain biking. And we used to go on bike rides together. But when I was doing bike rides with my granddad, every mile or two that we rode, there would be a pub, and we'd stop at it. And so these bike rides would take all day. So I was actually on a pub crawl rather than a bike ride, really. But no, we went on very long walks along the canal, the Chester Canal. We'd walked from Chester towards Ellesmere Port. I think there's a boat museum in Ellesmere Port for the canal system. And it's a very pleasant, tranquil and relaxing place to walk along the canal. But saying that, I've there is what they call an aqueduct up near Llangollen, near where I live. And an aqueduct is where boats go across the bridge. I think I've got that right. And so there's this aqueduct for this canal that goes across this very narrow bridge, and you've just got a very narrow pathway, which was probably used by horses, because some barges were pulled along by horses, weren't they? At the beginning, anyway. See how stuttery it is at times when you play on PC. And it's always at the same spots. It's not random. It's at the exactly the same spot on every time I play it. But going back to barges, yeah, I miss those happy days walking along the canal with my granddad. Right, we've got a mile. And we've got a double yellow. And where are we up to on chat? Got a stop coming up, so it's difficult to... I'll catch up with chat when we get to the station. Another double yellow. Actually, I've slowed down a bit too soon for this station. Never mind. Just pick it up a little bit. These houses look very good. They look very realistic there. Oh. Going bloody too fast now. Didn't really want to go into break step 3, because I don't think that is very professional. In fact, I've missed my spot as well. We're a free car, aren't we? Well, we're more than 3 by the looks of it. We're 4, I think. Anyway, it's the last drive of the night. I've done quite well, if I say so myself, if you were with me from the start. Oh dear. Right, where were we? David, have you set the key in forward? Ah yeah, this is when we were back at Wolverhampton, wasn't it? I got engaged one Valentine, never again. It could be worse, David. I once spent a day looking at wedding gowns from 9 AM to 16. Wow, bloody hell. Congratulations on getting engaged, KH. Right, lock the doors. I'm busy reading chat here. Right. We're off. I used to be a wedding videographer, if you've named the date. I don't film weddings anymore though. But so I know quite a lot about weddings. If there's anything you want to know about weddings on any side of it, in terms of the day itself and organising it and whatever, don't hesitate to ask, because when you're a videographer at a wedding, you get to see it all and experience the whole thing, both behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. Right, we need to get this train slowing down. I've probably got a few wedding stories to tell at one point on a future stream. Not that it relates to trains, of course, but funny stories anyway. From very rude, obnoxious vicars to very nice vicars. It's a damn right awkward venue staff at venues who just want to make your life more difficult than you know. And ladies getting stuck in their high heels in when the photo shoots are on. When you're filming weddings, there's always a huge sort of group shot, which normally means everybody's standing on the grass. But all the women's high heels, especially if the ground's soft, get stuck in the grass, and then they end up falling over, or leaving their high heels left in the ground behind them, or both. So I've got some I've got some interesting footage of various women getting stuck in. Oh dear. I think on this channel actually there's a couple of wedding outtakes I filmed. I remember once we thought the vicar had dropped dead in front of us. He just collapsed, and I caught the bride's reaction. Her face just dropped open. I mean, it was quite concerning, obviously. Thankfully, we were able to bring him back to life, and he continued with the wedding, but he did it seated, so yeah. Right. My bride-to-be wanted to get wed in the setup of the Addams family. She wanted me to be like Gomez's wife. Cool. Oh, that'd be brilliant. Funny, that's one of the things, one of the nice experiences of filming weddings was a lot of people did have a theme, normally relating to some interest of their own. I remember doing a Star Wars wedding, and a load of stormtroopers turned up to the wedding. For my particular wedding, because my other interest is Doctor Who, classic Doctor Who, and it was through my late wife that I'd met Tom Baker, my childhood hero, showing me age now. And it's a bit of a long story, but I managed to acquire a real life Dalek, only to discover that my wife had actually bought it for me as a present, as a wedding present. So in my living room here, I'll have to take a photograph of it and put it on the channel. I got a real life Dalek in my living room, just sat a couple of meters away from me. And all our table names were named after all the doctors or villains from Doctor Who. But an Addams Family, well, that sounds cool. Right, where did I get? My bride-to-be went to America and then came back. It was a yippee for me. Lee Grant, I get foxes in my garden. Oh, do you know what? I live in Wales here, and you'd think that you'd see plenty of that kind of wildlife, such as foxes and whatever, which you do. But as I say, my wife lived here in Wolverhampton, as in the route here, and she had I can't remember what you call a family of foxes now. I think there's a name for it. But she had a whole crew of a whole family crew of foxes in her garden, and when you got up in the morning to walk up the street, they'd be just sat like cats would be on the garden wall as people passed. There was no, because up here in the wilderness of Wales, wildlife is pretty frightened of humans being close by. But these ones in Wolverhampton, they didn't give a two hoots about anything. Right, we've got a 60 coming up. We've got a mile from our next stop. You feed them, do you, Lee? Do you get badgers coming in again as well then? Because my sister lives near some foxes, and they started feeding these foxes. And then a few nights later, the whole motley crew was there. There was badgers, the foxes. I can't remember what else was there as well. But it was like that kid's, what is it? Toad Hall thing. Where all the animals get along together. They're having a bit of a party. But the only unfortunate thing was that whatever food you leave out can invites vermin as big giant rats as well. Look at this stuttering here. Isn't that amazing? That was the most amazing stutter I've seen so far. There was almost a second pause worth of stuttering then. That's the only thing that I'm finding with playing it on PC, the Birmingham route, is the stuttering is pretty bad in this section, really. God, all the wood. It's feeling like a Country File episode here tonight, fellas, in the chat. We're going to have a guest star invited in next week, John Craven. Join us. You can see I'm getting tired now because I'm not putting any thought into my stops here.
Platform 1 for the 0734 London North Western Railway service to Smethwick Galton Bridge, Smethwick Rolfe Street, Birmingham New Street, Gravelly Hill, Erdington, Chester Road, Wild Green,
Right.
Sutton Coldfield, and Four Oaks. The train at
KH, one of your favourite records is Captain Beaky and his band.
Railway service to
I can't say I've heard of Captain Beaky. I don't think I have. Maybe if I heard some of his music, their music, I could give an opinion then. Or maybe I have heard it and I've never heard of the name.
Passengers intending to travel on this service, please join the train now, as it is ready to leave. Platform 1 for the 0734 London North Western Railway service to...
I really can't wait to get properly stuck into this route though, once everything's properly fixed. And I'm sure shortly after the fixes are through and they look all perfect, they'll then release this, what is it, the Class 805, which will be playable on this on this route. See how bad the stuttering is. This route and the West Coast Main Line south, Euston to Milton Keynes. How many more stops have we got? We've got 2 more Smethwicks. I don't know if Super Sprinter's still in the chat. Have we passed the station, Super Sprinter? If you're still there, that you were wanting me to have a look at something. Lee Grant likes Mariah Carey. I don't think I've got a favourite female singer, really. Yes, I have. Cranberries. I can't remember the lady's name. Oh, and I like Kate Bush. I think she's a very artistic, very creative artistically, and she was a stunner as well. I'm sure she's still got a stunning personality. We're just going to stop this train here. I can't let this stop drag out. I've passed it again, have I? Right. We will get there eventually. I still haven't set up a Discord group. It's got to be one of the things I try and do this week. But I've been working on a lot of video ideas. And like they're all kind of script ready, but I just haven't had the spirit or mood to start production on them yet, and they're probably going to get pushed back a little bit more because I'll probably cover this release on Wednesday. No, Tuesday gets released, doesn't it? The new add-on for Cardiff. So I'd like to try and do a stream for that. Right, let's focus on stopping properly this time. Always nice to see a bit of AI. I'm afraid, if you're wondering why this looks a bit AI light, is because I'm playing on PC, normally play on console, and I haven't got all the layers on PC. Missing my stops here. Need to get the strimmer out here, don't they? Need to do a bit of strimming. Very sunny. Oh no, it's not shining on it as much there. It's very bright though, isn't it? I mean, I have set it in June, but it looks a bit too much washed out. I know it would be bright light, but anyway, I'm just being a bit getting into it because I'm getting tired. I'm probably getting into fussy mode. Right, I said fussy mode. F. Right, where were we? KH, now you're talking, David. She is one of my favourite singers, Kate Bush. Oh, just everything about her. Her dance. I mean, she choreographed all of her own dances. I think she wrote all of her own songs. Was obviously the main input for all the creative elements of her videos. She can sing, although, you know, Kenny Everett used to take the mick out of her all the time with that squealy kind of voice she kind of portrayed sometimes. Screechy or whatever. And she was just beautiful. And from the very limited number of... it's very... I've Googled some of her interviews that she's done on TV. She didn't do many of them, and she's got this divine personality, this beautiful personality. Lee Grant, I had a curry takeout for tea. Very nice. I'm jealous. I had spaghetti bolognese with extra chili and garlic, which was nice. But you can't beat a curry or a kebab, in my book anyway. Right, our next and final stop is Birmingham New Street in 2 miles. We haven't done any exterior shots on this route apart from at Wolverhampton. It's a pity the camera won't go higher up. Sometimes you can glitch it to go higher. Beautiful. I've noticed that the canal kind of snakes in and out with the... oh, shine a light. Didn't know we were going over speed. The canal runs alongside the railway, which I suppose it does in a lot of cases throughout the UK. But it kind of weaves either side of the track, or you could say it the other way around. Super Sprinter, Dave's Dream, LOL. Enjoy Animals and Trains. Hi David. Been a while since I've joined in on one of the streams. I played the West Coast Main Line route earlier today and I didn't notice any improvements. Is there any plans for more improvements? Yes, the plans are there, and I believe they are definitely working on them. There were no updates in the last update. They were hoping to release an update 4 during the last core update about a week or two ago. I think they were just being overcautious, really. Probably just want to make sure everything's screwed down. At least that's the impression I've kind of been given from it anyway. And they said that the Birmingham crew fix will be with the December patch update, which seemed a long time to wait, considering the patch was about 2 weeks ago, but we're at halfway there now. So in 2 weeks' time, hopefully we're going to see those much needed fixes. KH, I had a new injection and it didn't suit me. It caused me to have a bad reaction to it. Super Sprinter. Sorry, you were starting to Super Sprinter. Oops, speeding. Right, we need to get this down to 10 as well. What? Doesn't matter, it's gone out of my head now. Right. And here we are, Birmingham New Street. It's quite interesting on playing this route on the PC, is where you would perhaps expect it all to be quite glitchy would be here in Birmingham New Street, but it runs very smooth without any stutters or anything. But I'm having a lot of stutter between, just after, as you go through that tunnel on the other side past the canal. Right. Is that yellow? Yeah. God, 10 miles an hour, well, it is slow, isn't it? Feels exceptionally slow in a train. Now, if I remember correctly, oops, I've got to stop this exactly on 0 because it won't register. That's one of the glitches. See, normally, we're gonna spad here. This is just ridiculous. See how it's not registering? We're on 6 yards away from that red signal. Well, 12, but 6 on the. Is it going to accept that? See, we've only got 3 yards on the top hood. That's just crazy. Oh, come on. Look, it's got 2 yards on it. And it's not registering. I'm going to go through that. I just did not want to end on a spad. So there's another one of a million problems. It looked like I was right on top of that, didn't it, really? Through the windscreen. It looks like it's just right there. It's very deceptive being sat down here. Worse when you sat down. Not too bad if you were driving standing up. Anyway, I'm just waffling. I'm going to catch up on the last of the chat before I say good night to everybody. Let's have a look. Oops. Let's have a look. Where did we get up to? Super Sprinter. There's 2 canals that follow the route, Dave. I'll explain it then. So they don't weave either side of it. Then there's 2, right? Oh dear. I'd love to go on a canal holiday. Super Sprinter, KH, chin up. They will sort it in the end, hopefully. Yes. Keep going. Super Sprinter. Right. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining me this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I had more energy tonight than I did on my last stream, which was a disaster. But anyway, onwards and upwards until the next one. I hope to see you all maybe on Tuesday. That's when the next release is. All being well. And then hopefully I might get some of my videos completed and push them out, and please feel free to comment and say wherever. Thank you. The Flying Southerner. Hi David, how's it going? What mic do you use? I've actually got a Rode mic. Let me just see, because there's 2 different types of these ones. Yeah, right. It's a Rode NTG2, because there's an NTG1 as well. This is an NTG2. I thank you for the subscription, Flying Southerner. That's much appreciated. Thank you. Now the reason I didn't go out and purposely and deliberately buy this microphone for its excellent broadcast qualities, intended for streaming. I bought this microphone for when I used to make corporate videos and film people's weddings, so that I could record their voices in proper broadcast quality. And so to use this with my computer, I have to have a digital to analog adapter. It's like a little mixer, which cost me only 20 quid, I think. But these microphones, I think when I bought them, they were about 150 quid. They might be more expensive now. We're going back many years ago, but they're still the standard mic. If you pick one up second hand, they're really good. But I think what most YouTubers use these days are the Shure microphones, which give that full-bodied broadcast quality as this mic does. But you're talking about 200 quid for the... at least £200, maybe £300, I think, for the Shure mic that you might see in people's streams. When I say people's streams, I don't mean Train SimWorld streams. I mean other streamers, you know, like Joe Rogan and whatever. So anyway, I'm sure you didn't expect that full, in-depth analysis of microphones. But there you go. I hope that... It does sound really well, but it also, what counts is I use OBS, and you can tweak settings within OBS as well to brighten or broaden the sound of your mic, and And if you use ChatGPT, say, can you give me my best microphone settings in OBS? ChatGPT will then make some suggestions to you as to all the different filters you can use to get that lovely warm broadcast sound rather than a tinny headset microphone sound that we often hear. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for coming along this evening. I think my glass of cider is calling. Oh no, the chocolate, hot chocolate, someone suggested earlier. I'll see you all on the next one. So thank you very much. Take care, everyone. Have a good night, and I will see you all very soon.